I have some treats for you. Are you hungry? Yum. Good boy. Wow. You're a girl, actually. That's all I got. This is my trail right now. These trees are so weird. They look like skin. These mountains look so unassuming from the road. But it's freaking gorgeous in here. Holy moly. I can't get over these layers of rock. It's nuts. It's like something out of like Labyrinth or Skyrim or something. But like, I don't know, who needs fantasy when you've got this, you know? Just so flippin' happy. Check out this side of the mountain. Oh, that was done by water. You can even see up there, excuse my giant finger, that's also carved out too. I mean, it's like that's exactly how, you know, the Grand Canyon started. It's just so flippin' neat. Nature! I slipped and I fell on the last couple little steps near Devil's Hall. And I'm fine. I don't have anything obviously broken or sprained or twisted, but a little bit of a bruised ego. I have not been great about listening to my body on this trip. And, you know, it is a huge undertaking. It's long driving hours and then getting into these like vast, expansive places that I want to explore, and really only having like a couple of hours to get the SparkNotes version, you know, which is a little insane if you think about it. I have been saying this whole time, since I've been having such an incredible time at all these places, like, oh man, I can't wait to come back with Kyle, or can't wait to come back with my dad or David, or, you know, my friends or whatever. Like, the national parks, all these places are still going to be here. And this trip, I can tell, is starting to take its toll. You know, this is what, day 5, and I just need to take it easy and listen to my body. I would very much like to make it back to Massachusetts in one piece, so that's what I gotta do. The downside to now having the coziest sleeping bag that ever existed. Morning. Also, check out this bathroom. It's so nice. So I stayed at the KOA yesterday, and honestly, I feel a little gypped. The site last night, I paid $36 for it, and for a site with no hookups, and it just was like not what I expected for what I would consider a higher end campground. It was just a dirt patch with a fire pit, and I could have paid $15 at a national park to have the exact same site, of which there was one at the trailhead that I was at yesterday. So instead of driving the hour to the KOA and paying $36, I could have just seen if there was an available site at the Pine Spring campground, which was at the Guadalupe Mountains trailhead, and just stayed there for the exact same experience. The only thing that I did get was a shower, which was very nice, I will not lie, in a very nice bathroom. But essentially, like, if you do the math, I paid $15 for the site and $20 for the shower. And that just seems a little crazy to me. I feel better. Carlsbad Caverns. That is dark. Y'all, I'm a little nerve-wracked. Y'all, I cannot and will not get over this earth. What an absolute insane experience. And I have to confess that I am not the biggest fan of caves. I don't love the idea of just millions of pounds of rock over my head. And I was shaking in my boots a little bit getting down that entrance, because it literally is just a giant dark black hole in the ground. But you know what, after walking around down there for a little while, you know, you start to get more comfortable with it. Your eyes start to adjust and your mind starts to adjust too, actually. Like, there were the most incredible layers on these columns that I've ever seen. There were several dark, bottomless pits. There was a giant structure that looked like Santa Claus, which I learned the actual name was Rock of Ages, which is great. There was this formation that looked like a monster's mouth with these long, sharp, dagger-like teeth from all the stalactites. And every single formation in that cave was made by water. Every single one. And it took the smallest, tiniest, minute change in the atmosphere to determine what kind of structure it made. Whether that was a difference in acidity or dryness of the air or warm temperature of the air. I mean, it's wild. There was this huge flippin' rock called Iceberg Rock, which probably is the actual size of an iceberg, that just one day, 500,000 years ago, fell off the side of the wall, and it just crashed to the floor, and that's where it sits today. And of course the path went like right underneath this rock, which was a real funny joke. Like, that was the earth just doing what the earth does for millions of years. And I was down there thinking that, you know, the first people to have gone into those caverns and explore, which I actually read, one of them was just this like teenage cowboy, and he saw a bunch of bats fly out of the ground and was like, I bet there's a giant cave down there. So he lit a piece of dry stick or something and threw it down that hole, and then went home and built a ladder out of sticks and fence and just like threw it down there and decided to go look around. What? And if it weren't for the efforts of all of those people, of him and, you know, the early explorers who just went down there to see what they could see, I mean, it's almost incredible to think that all of those formations, everything that's down there, was just down there in complete pitch darkness before somebody went down and discovered it all. What an insane experience it is to be able to witness all these things that Earth has done. And I know that makes me sound like a hippie, but whatever, man, I'm leaning into it. Because we are so flippin' lucky. I don't think that most of us realize how lucky we are to be able to do and go and experience those things. Or maybe I just love a good rock. I'm feeling a little defeated. I was gonna stay at this campsite that I booked on Airbnb tonight because my plan was to do Big Bend tomorrow, but but I'm like 20 miles away from the campsite, and I don't have any service, and I haven't had any service for like 30 minutes. And I know that this campsite is like sort of out in the middle of the desert, again, with no service. And I'm just driving like super south in Texas, and I'm very tired. I'm going back to where I last saw life. I'm not actually really sure what the town is, but I'm just gonna go and spend the money and get a hotel room and do a little R&R tonight, because I've got another week of driving, and I feel like I've gotten some really amazing time in with these national parks. So the fact that I'm gonna skip Big Bend, I think is okay. You know, I think it's time to sort of just punch it and do some long days and get closer to home, because you know, I actually want to make it to Massachusetts. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta make the decisions that you don't want to make, but I think ultimately it's gonna be for the best. So that's where we're at 6 o'clock on